In 1996, Star Wars was mostly in pop culture's rearview mirror. Having wrapped the original trilogy 13 years prior, fans had little hope of seeing something new emerge from a galaxy far, far away. And yet, unbeknownst to all, something was brewing at Lucasfilm. In December of 1996, just 3 months after launch, Shadows of the Empire released exclusively on Nintendo 64, and just like that, Star Wars was back.
I've seen pulse cannons and gladiator droids. I've seen Beggar's Canyon and Imperial sewers. I've seen dead ends and infinite space. I've seen 360 degrees of tomorrow, and for once, lived to tell about it. Because I've got the ultimate fighting machine.
Players would take on the role of Dash Rendar, a roguish mercenary aiding the rebellion with his trusty blaster, cool ship, and outstanding Star Wars name. The story is set up through these wonderful hand-drawn animatics, showcasing Dash's relation to the known heroes as he takes part in the Battle of Hoth before setting out on his own journey. And right from the bat, this game comes out swinging. Putting you in the pilot seat of a T-47 airspeeder, the 3D world comes alive in a way previous games could not yet touch. Offering impressive immersion and sound ripped straight from the Lucas library, it felt like you were truly participating in the Star Wars saga for the first time. Bullseyeing probe droids, laying down fire on AT-STs, and tying up Imperial walkers had never felt so good. The game gets you hooked from the first stage, and then changes things up every chance it gets. The game now takes on its primary third-person action shooter style of play, where hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster by your side. You'll flip lots of switches, unlock doors, and dodge wampas while picking up different types of power-ups, ammos, and health packs. There's lots of familiar Star Wars iconography to be found, but the levels are all fresh and inventive, keeping you engaged the entire run through. The sound and level design keep you immersed in the atmosphere, and there's more to do than just beelining it for the end of a stage. Exploration is encouraged through challenge points that are sometimes hidden or just out of reach, giving players free rein to approach play as they see fit, seeking out secrets if you like, or mainlining it if you want a more straightforward experience. You can even play from a first-person perspective at any time, which was a very forward-thinking feature for the era. There's so much to keep things varied, it's honestly impressive. Shaking things up, you get to pilot different crafts such as Dash's Outrider, where you'll sometimes be in the gunner seat while Lebo takes the wheel, and other times given full 360 degrees of control. You'll whip through the streets of Mos Eisley on a swoop bike and thread the needle in Beggar's Canyon, and it all feels wizard. Speaking of impressive size and scope, the levels all have a nice sense of verticality and space for early 3D that really captures the retro-futuristic design language of the Star Wars universe. The trademark haze and fog of the N64 only work to add a more filmic quality to the presentation. You'll never hear me complain about graphics on this system. I love everything about the way games play in the 64. Story-wise, it's a treat to see how they wove new ideas and characters into established canon, and it does a lot of things first that Star Wars has been trying to do more recently. All in all, Shadows of the Empire did everything it set out to do. It found great success and showed how hungry fans were for new tales from the beloved galaxy. It expanded the story just enough while keeping everything intact, and never forgot to be just a fun video game. The best of Star Wars 3D gaming roots can be found right here. The game did get a PC port 1 year after the N64 release, and there's an excellent updated version available on GOG that's absolutely worth checking out. This one is easily in my top 5 Star Wars games of all time, and I absolutely advocate for a live-action Dash Rendar. So grab your blaster, put your brains and bravery to the test, and fight to bring light back from the shadows once again.
Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. The cruel crime lord Shizor directs the carbonite capture of Han Solo and his imprisonment aboard bounty hunter Boba Fett's battle-ready Slave One. Now, Luke Skywalker goes undercover with Soldier of Fortune Dash Rendar as he rips through space in his battle-transforming Outrider. But can they stop Slave One in time? It's the ultimate ships for the ultimate battle. Dare to enter the shadows. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Figures and vehicles each sold separately from Kenner.